Peace family, it's David Mensah here with another video, and it's a beautiful light power day, family. You can't look out there and tell me the sun ain't doing his job today. Alright, boom, light power. What? Let's get it twisted. Alright, today we're talking about the power of thought, family. And thought is, what is thought? Well, if you're trying to get thought out of this video, you're going to understand that as I'm thinking, I'm speaking. And I'm speaking the thoughts that I'm thinking. So the words that I have now to share with you are an idea of the thought behind the words. Are you following me? I know we're only like a minute in, and it's pretty deep so far, but we're only getting deeper. There's levels to this. So with the power of thought, we're going to be deconstructing it as far as we can, because like I don't know where it's at, but I still don't know where it's at, you know? So the power of thought, family. What's first we have to understand? First we have to understand is that the body is an amazing computer. More than a computer. A computer is just a small label we can use to observe some functions that we've mirrored in cameras and technology, antennas, cell phones, radio signals, but we still don't understand this piece of it. It's the thought part, which like thinking, like, okay, mind, okay, how, like mental thought patterns, habits, perspective, perception, perspective. What's perspective? Like actually when you're thinking and you understand the power of thought and you're observing from an observer's perspective, you have a perspective on something. So like everything is, but you have a perspective on it. So like right now, the camera's right here in front of me. But the behind perspective of the camera would be back there. And you wouldn't want to be back there. And you can't even see back there because the perspective of the camera is this way. But anyway, we don't want to run away too far. Back to the power of thought. We understand that thought is electromagnetic signal. I'm just not sure what label to put on it right now, but I want to put any label on it. It's going to have to be electromagnetic signal. Understood, received, but never seen. Okay? So in the sense of seeing, it's also tricky because if you're talking about sight, you know, we're talking about what you choose to see when you observe something. I can have a picture of a ink blot right here and I'm like, what do you see? And somebody like, oh, that's a butterfly. Oh, that's a deer. But you're choosing. So you have to understand that the mind is this intelligent orchestrated system that has this opportunity to do these types of things. And then now we can understand what it is that the mind is doing. All right. Okay. So what the mind is doing, we're exchanging information with ourselves through thought, with thought through words. Right. So how now can we choose our thoughts? Well, we have to understand that as we observe, we're actually taking in thought. What is that noise? Chirp, 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 chirp. Oh, that's a bird. That's a label that was created in the past to define that which we can remember by its actions. So we can look at a bird and the sound it makes and the actions that it does and label it by the term bird because that's what we have in our minds stored. English language is like a dictionary definition. So when I say bird, you might think of, I don't know, your mom's favorite bird, anything. But you weren't thinking of a bird until I said the word, which provoked the thought. So we have to understand that words come from thoughts because thoughts are the original thing. And the English language, all of our languages, all of our mediums of communication are to exchange thought. So the reason why social media platforms are so expensive is because of thought. We're actually giving our attention to this topic. We're giving our attention. Pay attention. Like it's in the words though. Like pay costs $5.99. Attention. That's 30 minutes of your time. Like, hold on. What? Yes. Pay attention is literal. You're on Instagram right now. You're watching this video right now. You're paying attention. I just really hope that you're getting all your money back. At least from this channel. I don't know about other channels. I don't know what they're doing. But on this channel, at least you're getting your money back. And when I say money, we're talking about the term energy. It's a currency exchange. We're talking about frequency. We're talking about activity, attention. Like attention. We're talking about how much of this do you have to be using or wasting every day? Not that much. So like this right here, this process of wasting time turns into a habit. And this is how the thought works. You put the thought in this, it starts rolling like this. It don't matter where you got the thoughts either. You can get them from MSNBC, you can get them from TV, you can get them from Comcast, you can get them from cable. You can get thoughts from anywhere, family. That's the reason why marketing is so expensive. We're talking about $1 billion market, or we're talking about observe the world and see where money is being pushed towards. You're gonna see marketing. You can't not see marketing, because this is pretty much the principle of allowing people to understand new thoughts. However, video, photo, you get it? Songs. We're projecting thought. Watch this. What is this, family? Y'all see this? I really hope y'all can see this. This is a... Alright, on the count of 3, I want you guys to tell me, well, I want you to think out loud what this is at the count of 3. Alright? 1, 2, 3. I heard you. I heard you though. I heard you. I heard you. See, the funny thing is, right? You probably heard you. You probably heard candle. You probably heard that in your mind as you said it to yourself. But let's ask a question. What is that voice? Because I know what this is. And every time I look at it, I know exactly what it is. I see the word in my mind. But where are you seeing? I mean, the labels to the words just didn't pop up. I mean, I just did make them pop up via production, post-production. But when you walk around the street and you look at this, you're not going to see the labels show up. They're going to show up in here though. So what is this environment that we can now see and hear ourselves without speaking or actually embracing any vibrations, like physically, so that the ear can actually pick up something? We're talking about the power of thought, family. We're talking about the power of thought. And this is where all things originate from. So what we have to understand is, if you just walk around learning labels, then you're not actually operating from thought. Because from thought is where these things came from. I'm not so sure how they thought of a candle at this point. And it's really hard for me to even conceptualize how dark it got to be before we figure out what we can do to get something like this. I can't think about that right now. I really can't. But the fact that this is labeled a candle saves every single person in the entire world from having to think about that. Really? Yeah. You got an iPhone? Shit, you didn't have one 10 years ago. Never even heard of it 10 years ago. Because it was a thought. It wasn't even produced yet. It wasn't even produced yet. So when we really ask the question, family, what is this? On the count of 3, 1, 2, then I don't know a better way to explain the power of thought to you, family. Because thought is preceding all of our actions and emotions, our words. The way that we think is based on the way that we've been thinking. And as you can see here, if you're not thinking from the origins of thought, you're probably not creating anything new. So now how can we go back to this? I'm not sure how we're going to go back to this. I just know where we're at in this first video, the power of thought, and how far I've been able to paint this. As far as I've been trying to find it, I'm like, what the heck is going on? I don't want to think like you, Mom. Thanks, but no thanks. I don't want to think like you. Oh, wow. That's a really, really, really attractive way to look at life. What's he thinking about? I want to think like that guy. Because I'm telling you, bro, if I could live like that, I know I got to see something crazy. So what we're really doing here, family, is we're illustrating the power of thought. I just illustrated it. If I choose that I want to have a role model, I have to create what that role model can model to me. What are you modeling? So through that understanding that you can only model what you are, then you have to understand that to become, you must know. So then what is he thinking about to be him? Because I want to think about that so I could be a little bit better than that. And this is probably the forward motion thought process you could pretty much copy, and if you want to like grow and achieve something different that someone else is actually entertained with. You can see, observe, and see that success leaves clues. Figure out those clues, execute them, and be exactly where you want to be. I don't know, family. This was a motivational video. This is an informational video. I know a lot of y'all still like mind blown. Please drop comments down below because I'm still mind blown. I'm trying to wrap my mind around it. Look, it's a candle. It's a candle. It's a candle, family. But the label candle was already written for us in the past. It's in the English language. So how could I ever express this without the language? Well, that's thought. And I don't know how to do that yet. We getting there. But anyway, family, you have to understand that the power of thought is preceding all your actions, all your words, everything that you say and don't say. Everything that you say and do not say. So, if you want to reach I prefer to look at this to be a stable place where you're aware at least of what you're thinking and why. I feel that's stable. It's not perfect. Nothing is. That's not even a real label that we should be trying to accumulate. It don't really exist. We've never found it. The only time something's perfect is when we deem it perfect. And shit, that shit might never ever happen. So let's just be in a work of progress. Let's be a work of progress for ourselves. Let's be a perfect work of progress. That works. Okay. So as we know that this is a candle already, this is already a part of our reality because we've allowed it into our reality. And this is what happens when we understand that we actually create more than we know. You can start looking into hip hop and looking into like the word play, like hip hop, where those words come from. I bet you if you think about a word like, I can tell you a word that black people created a couple days ago, maybe. Hip. We already had them, but now we use them differently and change our reality. Watch this. You're not hip, bruh. You don't even know what's going on. See, I just used the word hip in a way that someone maybe in Maryland or DC could use the term hip. And if you don't understand that the term is being used in a different understanding, then you won't get the understanding. I'm hip. You're going to hold your waist. Like, you're not going to know that I'm hip means that I'm aware. I'm on the same wave. I'm on the same level with you. That's what the terminology hip could mean if you understood it in the language in which those people who understand it are speaking. So what I'm trying to explain to you is we create as we go along, family. The way that we are operating with the English language is by bending and twisting it. So we transform the language and we communicate very effectively as black people because of this. We are not who we were. We're continuing to change towards what we've been given. So it's all about our environment and how our environment is being manipulated to manipulate what's coming out of it. You are a product of your environment. The fruit don't fall far from the tree. So what kind of tree is it? Oh, it's an apple. So it must be an apple tree. See, you see how I just did that. Yes, family, this is the power of thought. This is the power of thought. You can't have a rotten fruit dropping off the tree. And if you do, I already know what's going on, bro. If you're rotten on the branch, I already know what's going on. Your system is not working properly because that's not supposed to look like that. It's not. But I mean, that's not what I say. That's what nature says. If nature was saying this is ready, it'd be ripe. And if it wasn't ready, it'd be green. It's definitely not going to be rotten, though. It's definitely not going to be rotten. But anyway, this is the power of thought, family. This is the power of thought. Watch this. Yellow. You weren't thinking of yellow. I just said it, now you thought of yellow. You probably thought of the first thing yellow in your mind. You got a yellow card. B. Squash. Pumpkin. Pumpkins are orange. But you see what's happening, family? It's the power of thought. It's the power of thought. And that's what I'm trying to share with you, that all of existence comes from that power of thought. Because if you're ever doing anything that's not creating, you're already saying, I know this based on the label they've given me. I know this based on that's a beautiful tree. That's a this, that. We're talking about things that are already here, but they've already been labeled with thought. And now we also use the thought that they've been labeled by to acknowledge the same things because we're stuck with the same language. But I think this video is pretty broad. Like, we don't even know where we at yet with candles, and we just really got there like in the mindset of knowing, okay, it's called a candle, but the concept by which this was invented, I'm not sure of. I might have to hit Google. I might have to hit some research. I don't know. But what I'm sharing with you is that this is the power of thought. This is the power of thought. The power of thought is being able to know that you are beyond the physical body. And I just explained it in like 5 different ways. But now I'm just going to say it straight up. You are not the physical body. You're not. I'm not the physical body. I'm actually in a physical body using a camera to record a physical body with a soul projecting its message to the camera through the physical body. It doesn't get fun. It's kind of like Play-Dohs and Legos, though. It doesn't get fun, but it's kind of like Play-Dohs and Legos. It's the same, but then when you got different molds, it's kind of like new, but it's the same. You know what I mean? Yeah. The power of thought, family. The power of thought. I never thought that I would be talking about the power of thought. I just never did. Never. Not one time. Never. And when we're even looking deeper into this power of thought, like, we have to start like taking notes. Like, think about the character Jesus in the Bible. This person was the most amazing human being ever. Literally, I've never found a better story of the best human ever. And I use the word story seriously. Jesus is not a story though. Jesus is super real, 100% authentic. But imagine Jesus going through like the trials and turmoil of his actual life that we know from the story. The story says Jesus was crucified, brutalized. That don't sound good. You watch the movie? Didn't look good. Imagine Jesus though. How would you want that for yourself? Why would you opt in for that? Where he at though? It's not here. He's up here. We're talking about the power of thought. We're talking about one of the greatest people to probably show you how to use the power of thought. Jesus. We're talking about the power of thought. But, you know, we actually haven't talked about the power of thought and how it transforms into habits and, you know, all the other things that happen with thought. But we're just trying to get to the bottom of something. I don't know. Family, we're talking about the power of thought. And like I said earlier, if I say at the count of 3, say this out loud without moving your mouth, you will hear your own voice saying the label in which you have saved in your mind for this, which is a candle. So you're going to hear yourself say candle, but you're not really going to hear. But you'll hear yourself, but you're not going to hear. So what's the difference between this type of hearing? What's the difference between you seeing your feet and seeing your future? Because if I ask you, can you see your future? You'd probably be like, yeah, I can see my future. But then your mind will articulate that you will have to do certain things to create it in a certain way. But you know that you can see that. But you don't have to physically observe it with your 2 optic lenses. But you can still see it though. You see it with your mind's eye. I'm talking about the power of thought. It's separate. It's not separate, but it's more like the baseline of. You understand? We don't look at it because we never noticed it. Or we have. And only those who have noticed it are the ones talking about it. And those who don't know don't talk about it. So I'm talking about it. I noticed it. And I'm going to be noticing a lot more stuff. I have a strong feeling of that. So, yeah, family, the power of thought. The power of thought. It all originates with thought. So you have to be aware that you're beyond the physical body. You're actually the soul in the body. Did I lose somebody? You're actually the soul in the body, family. Yes, you have a physical name and, you know, date of birth and all. Yes. But if I say this without moving your mouth, you will hear it. And you probably see the label in your mind. You can close your eyes and see this. If you close your eyes, you could probably see this better. If you close your eyes, you probably see this better. You want to see a candle? See a candle. Just like that. I see a candle. But it's the power of thought though. So the label candle assists me in creating the image of this. Because without the label, I probably wouldn't even know what this is. Or I'd be in the process of naming it for the first time. You see what I'm talking about? I don't know where I just went, but I went to like 1,000 years ago and came right back. You see what I mean? I'm talking about the power of thought, family. Everything starts with thought, family. So, what are we thinking about today? What are we thinking about today? How do you address yourself when no one is around? That's so much more important than anything you could be wearing today. I'm so serious. I'm so serious. I'm so serious. What could you be thinking of yourself if you allowed your ex to talk about you? Or if you allowed your ex to do the thinking, what would they say? What would they say? What would they be thinking of? What would I be thinking of if I took their thoughts? That's much more important, family. It's the power of thought. It starts everything. In order for me to even explain to you the power of thought, I would have had to have questioned myself. The power of thought? Question mark. I would family, we're talking about something right now, but we cannot put our fingers on it. And we're having this conversation, and I feel that we're actually clearly communicating. The power of thought. What is this? On the count of 3. 1, 2. It's the power of thought, family. See, what's happening right now is a lot of energy manipulation going on right now. And this is happening so many different ways. Media, marketing, the danger of single perspectives. For example, you watch a movie or you turn on the TV and they speak negatively about a place you're traveling to. Doesn't that just change your vibration about that place? Well, let me tell you this. It could change your vibration because you've allowed it. It's not because it's actually true, but because you've allowed a lie to overcome the truth. Yeah. You just did that. Don't do that shit again. Don't do it again. But yes, family, this is it. The power of thought. We have to understand that this thing is there, and this is the universe is alive. Oh, what? Yes. The world we live on is alive. We're living on a living thing. Imagine if it was dead. Wouldn't we all just be dead? That don't even make no sense. Of course it's alive. Y'all think that plants are not real, live, thoughtful entities because you don't see them thinking or hear them thinking. All right, well, watch I forgot the term. I didn't forget the term. Watch a video on time-lapse. Watch a time-lapse video of a plant's growth. And you'll see the plants move a lot. They actually move a lot. You think they just move in the waves of the wind sometimes? That's enough? No, they move a lot. A lot. Because it's active thought. We're talking about electricity. We're talking about electricity that's connected to the ground. Soil, electricity, water, conducting. We're talking about science. But also the power of thought. Because without the power of thought, I don't even know if they would have a label called science. Let's get to it, family. Let's get back underneath everything and see where we're starting from. I don't know how much this is going to help us, but I know for a fact that if we do realize that the power of thought is much more powerful than anything you could be putting on right now, because everything you're putting on is a thought right now. So then what are you creating that's transforming how someone else is thinking? Maybe you should sleep on that one. Well, while you're sleeping on that, make sure to hit that love and subscribe button down there, because once you hit that, you're going to be a part of the Light Power team. So every time we upload a video, you're going to get that notification, and you know you're going to want that in the back. All right, bet. So get that. Hit that love and subscribe button, family. But anyway, family, I'm so super excited because from here, we're only going further. We're only going to keep looking and keep knocking and keep asking. And if you'd love to stay along for the journey, hit that love and subscribe button. Hit us up on lightpower.com, where we're going to be uploading all the blogs and all the content for more stuff like this in written form, video links, and our podcast also available on there. Or you can just go download the Anchor app and get right to it. Family. All right. I know I'm recording this video in my room right now. I love being outdoors. But I don't know. I just felt this one needed to kind of be indoors. But either way, hit that love and subscribe button, family, and smash that like button if you like this. If you like this, don't smash it if you don't like it though. And then, what are we gonna do next? Next, we're gonna keep uploading, family. Why? Because it is family. Well, I'm super excited. As you can see, I am excited because it has taken me a long time to feel, number one, comfortable with myself and then also understood of what was going to happen based on what I'm saying, and also be okay with that. It's taken a long time. I feel like I'm late, but the universe always on time for me. So with that being said, this content is kind of new. Like, you might find a little bit of it out there. I don't know how best I can do this, but that's how I'm gonna find out, by doing this. So this is it, family. Light Power. Hit that love and subscribe button, and we'll catch you on the next video. But until then, really understand your power, because we could be making some fantastic right now. I know you heard that. Stay tuned, family. I'll talk to you again on the next video. Peace. Peace.